Hello everyone, my name is Mad Scorpion, and it's time to go over another TWAB. But this time I'm going to be redoing the visual of it, if you will. I'm just going to be running some usual gameplay in the background and actually sum up the stuff bit by bit. I'm not going to do every single letter, not every single word that was written, but I will cover the important parts, and if you will, do this Datto style, because he pretty much does the same thing. So, going over, it starts off, basically, we reveal the Season of the Chosen, lore regarding what's happening, the roadmap of what will be happening when, but that was already covered in a video we did yesterday, so let's just get back into what's new. The weapons that will be coming to Nightfall Ordeal rewards are the Swarm, the old Vanguard machine gun, the Palindrome, the old Crucible hand cannon, and the Shadow Prize, a Vanguard auto rifle. That will be, how should I put this? Basically, the medals regarding champion kills will boost your chance of getting them, as well as difficulty will boost chances of getting these weapons to drop. Not sure how random roll they will be, if they'll be static, but they will likely also, they can also drop Adept, because that is a new thing coming, Adept weapons outside of Trials. So with that, that is all the new loot coming to Nightfall so far that they've told us. But also, we have a new Ritual Sniper, the Beloved Imitator, which I always forget the name for some reason, even on second recordings. But for some reason, the Salvager's Salvo is a new breach-loaded grenade launcher that will be coming. It'll be the same thing. You can earn it from Strikes, Crucible, or Gambit. You can have an associated visual ornament, depending on how you got it, and a quest for each. And, of course, you can earn it from the 3 vendors. But also, Trials is getting updated with 3 new weapons, a pulse rifle, a hand cannon, and a sword, which all look pretty Trials standard for weaponry, maybe a little new design to it. But the sword is interesting because it looks like a Temptations hook, but with a red glow to it. Either they're letting the Sith in us come out, or we're getting a solar version of the Temptations hook, throwing solar fireballs at people instead of electric little arc discs. Also, we get a better look at the Trials armor, and per the usual, there will be Adept versions of special mod for each weapon. They'll be covering special shader to any Adept usual thing. But of course, there is a new loot coming, a new Ghost Shell that will be able to be dropped from random chances that will boost at every 3, 5, and 7 victory. But also we get a new ship as well as a new Sparrow that drop chance will increase for every time you go flawless. So this is a flawless item. You have to go flawless to earn these, folks. But aside from Trials, we get a better screenshot of all the weapons that will supposedly be new seasonal weapons, like how we had the hunt weapons with the Blast 2, that's the only one I remember off the top of my head. Oh, right, the Royal Chase, and stuff that came from the Battle Pass. We have Sidearm, Sniper, Rocket Launcher, Linear Fusion Rifle, Submachine Gun, and Bow. Not the greatest array for many people. Like, I would have preferred there to be a hand cannon and a shotgun. Of course, that's my preferred style in PvE. But at the same time, we might have new Bad Omens. We finally get another Linear Fusion Rifle. We didn't get any new ones, at least that I think off the top of my head, from Beyond Light, so it's always nice to update. Speaking of updating, the Cult of the Aeon weapons. The armor, excuse me. Probably the least used but most interesting dynamic for, armor. Considering that the more members of your fire team you have, the better the benefits, but they were kind of pointless benefits. Well, they're being reworked, so they have choosable mods that benefit that if you actually have variety amongst them. Henceforth, there is 3 mods, the Sect of Force, Insight, and Vigor. 3 different things for 3 different specializations. The Force was basically ways of punishing combatants. Rapid precision hits with a weapon will temporarily boost reload speed and weapon swap speed, and when you stun a champion or defeat a mini-boss/boss, your nearby fire team members gain a burst of grenade and melee energy, but also other young cult members who do not have the Sect of Force goal equipped will gain a burst of super energy. Henceforth, a genetic diversity with this armor set, 1 person with each will boost benefits better. Same with Cult of Insight, successful precision hit takedowns will have a chance to random drop a Orb of Power for your allies, as well as using a finisher on an elite, you will generate special ammo finishing a boss/mini-boss, you'll generate heavy for your fire team, and nearby young cult allies who do not have the Sective Insight roll will gain a bonus to weapon damage. And for Vigor, just to finish it off, you gain class ability energy as your allies die, and gain full class ability energy when you resurrect them. And when you cast your super, nearby allies will get a burst of healing. Aeon cult members who do not have this role equipped will gain an overshield. So there are benefits to actually using these. They might actually be pretty crazy good nowadays, just because if you have Fire Team 3, you can cover all the bases. So as well, catalysts. There were a few catalysts that were associated with weapons no longer obtainable because of vaulting. Their catalysts will now have a new place to drop with this next season. And the weapons that will get their catalysts reworked to drop now lists as follows. Bad Juju is Nagi's Burden, Sleeper Simulant, the Huckleberry, Worldline Zero, Polaris Lance, Telesto, Legend of Acreus, and Skyburners. In addition to reworking their drop chance, some of the objectives has to be updated because, well, for example, with Sleeper, there was a step that required you to do the puzzle in the Whisper mission. Since Whisper mission is no longer around, yeah, we kind of we couldn't be able to do that, so they had to rework it. And speaking of the catalyst, Whisper the Worm and Outbreak Perfected will still be unobtainable at the moment, but they will be added in a future update, unfortunately. So that is still on the line, considering they're some of the most beneficial catalysts around. But of course, there is a new Twitch drop regarding Graviton Lance, the Cosmo Shell, and a new Sparrow, still legendary. But of course, Bungie Rewards, there is some things will be leaving that if you do not finish said requirements by the 9th or claim them by the 12th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard, you will lose the opportunity to buy the free, and I say free, Stranger Papercraft figure, the Stasis t-shirt, the Warden Seal pin, and you need to make sure to actually equip the title to make sure to be allowed to buy it on some occasions, and the Hawkmoon mini replica. You will not be able to get those once February 9th and 12th have passed by, regardless of how or why. So be sure to claim those. As well as claiming, there are going to be a bunch of things that you'll want to be sure to either consume, use, or claim, or get rid of before the end of the season. And henceforth as follows. Weekly bounties for Strikes, Crucible, Gambit, and Crow, as well as the Gunsmith, Crucible tokens and token gifts, memory fragments for Stasis, Crow bounties, and various planetary materials of vaulted destinations, i.e. Alkaline Dust, Phase Glass Needles, Seraphite, Simulation Seeds. You can turn those into Spider for Glimmer, but they will disappear by the end of Season of the Hunt. So use them while you got them. Speaking of using, the Halo website for halo.bungie.net will be taken offline next Tuesday. So again, reiterating this because it's important for some people. If you have anything on there, whether it's avatars, game clips, stats that you want to save, it is recommended you do because, well, it's shutting down. You won't be able to get it after it goes down unless a miracle happens and you just boot it up for some reason. Aside from that, the SDR, the Steam Datagram Relay, is coming to consoles during the next season, and they need to do some more testing, but SDR is used to mitigate DDoS attacks, and hopefully it will be, hopefully it'll help that. As well, there's maintenance timelines for how long it's going to be gone. Basically, before the new season, it'll be down for a few hours. It'll likely be up by the time the season will launch. But important things that will list everything is resolved issues with the next update that will be coming next season. And here we go. Crucible Valor and Gambit Infinity New Light quests can now be completed after resetting ranks, as well as Ahamkara Bones now spawn in the Agonarch, Abyss, and Cimmerian Garrison Descendant challenges. I'm assuming their triumphs also working right. The Altars of Sorrow bosses will rotate each day as intended, I suppose, and the Warsat public event in the Cosmos Thrones Moth Yards will now count towards your bounties. The lift tube in Warden of Nothing Strike will now open for all players. I'm assuming that is entering the Prison of Elders Fallen Combat Arena. The boss for the Inside Terminus Strike will now always teleport away after scanning the next terminal. The Lake of Shadows will no longer become blocked if players bypass trigger volumes. Not sure what trigger volumes mean, but it shouldn't block people off. Sturm will once again reload any equipped energy weapon slot on kills. Merciless will actually be merciless, not For those that don't know what Merciless does, on non-lethal hits, it'll boost up charge time as a fusion rifle, so that Merciless can be used again. As well as Thunderlord, Reckless Oracle, and other noted weapons that lost their scope or reticle. They will be getting them back next season. So if you want to use your favorite auto rifle or machine gun there, you can use it. And also, known current issues that are plaguing Destiny 2. We have PC FPS stuttering issues to be fixed. The Lightseeker Triumph is not unlocking after players have found the feathers in the Bird of Prey quest, aka a Harbinger, as well as feathers no longer appearing after completing the Bird of Prey quest. As well as the Black Blight Orbs left behind by the High Celebrant won't open portals if shot by sidearms, and won't open sometimes if you are in a fire team, as well as investigating various error codes, including Arugula and Prune. But aside from movies of the week, which has a personal favorite of mine with Taniks versus Titans, which is literally the most Titan way possible, I would recommend a watch for at least that one. That is the one I've seen. That is all we have for our TWAB this week. So if you enjoyed the video, it is much appreciated if you actually tell me how you think this is better. If you would like to go back to old TWAB videos, would you prefer more detail? Would you prefer less detail, quicker? Would you prefer the sum? Or, of course, like I said, more detail. And aside from that, my name is Mad Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video, which might be some Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood gameplay, or maybe some Firebase Z. We don't know. We have to find out soon. But I will see you then.